Jumping right out of the market. What is going on with this market today? Bitcoin up close to 3%. All these alts, if you look at 24-hour change of these alts, 3, 4, 5%. But remember, this is in USD. So if you flip this to Bitcoin, all of a sudden you've got a lot of 5, 6, 7, 8. There's some 10s and 15s. So there's some altcoins bleeding real bad over the last few days for sure. You got to keep in mind that there's a time to sit on the sidelines in this market. These altcoins potentially aren't going to perform very well, and they haven't been since April. Since you have to notice that everything changed around April the 2nd. That was when Bitcoin started running and these alts dumping. You have to know going forward that's a possibility, and you have to shift your strategy as soon as you pick up on that. So I want to go over a Bitcoin chart real quick. This is the strategy that, let's say there's some people in the group that have been sitting on the sidelines. That's okay. Like, not taking a loss is important. Now, it's important to know that here's this rising wedge, which you've got a 68% chance of a break to the downside. You've got 32% of a break to the upside. A breakout to the upside here would be mega bullish. If we get a break to the upside here, potentially a lot of people right now are selling their altcoins and slowly moving into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's obviously outperforming these altcoins right now as well. So this is going to make the Bitcoin pairing charts look real bad for these altcoins. If we get a breakout to the upside, there's a good chance, target 65.51, okay? There's a potential a lot of the retail investors are going to start to FOMO back into Bitcoin because Bitcoin's all over the news now. People are starting to talk about Bitcoin again. I mean, it's almost up to 100% right now. They're going to come in. Retail's going to FOMO into Bitcoin, and they're going to get wrecked again. What if we break to the downside? Obviously, you're going to put your stop in place if you already have a Bitcoin position, and Bitcoin's going to retrace. Potentially, it's going to find support somewhere in here, 5,600 potentially. I want to go over pulling a fib level. So let's see what a viable retracement would be for Bitcoin right now. So if this was the top, we don't know the top yet. We really need a bit of a retrace to kind of talk about this being the top. But at this point, 50% would be a viable retrace, 5,600. Now we can also pull a Fibonacci extension, which I haven't really gone into detail and taught you guys yet, but it's coming. I just don't want to confuse you. So you pull the length of the previous move from the top to the bottom, and this will give you the Fibonacci extension. And you can see that Bitcoin is potentially above the 1618. So, there is some room to run up here. This right here, I think short term, it's potentially, this breaks to the downside. Percentages would say that. Can it be different? Yeah, we got the weekend coming up. So if we see a bit of a retrace, this would give a good recharge for Bitcoin, help it cool off. And then I do think there's a good possibility that we break above 6,000. Some people, 6,500 is potentially maybe even 7,000. But what's going to happen is we're going to get up there, 7,000, 6,500, maybe even 7,500. But you want to get in on this move. So when you see, we're basically going to be buying the breakout of the move higher. Patterns are great, but in the end, we're buying the breakouts of this resistance. And that's why TA works so well. So wherever the resistance, when it pulls back, if it does pull back, you're buying the breakout of this resistance. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in this market, if you haven't been in Bitcoin, if you got a bunch of altcoins that are bleeding, which I hope you don't, because we've been talking about the altcoin run has been well over. I don't recommend trading a bunch of these alts. If you're new, you need to take advantage of this time and learn this market. We're going to have altcoin season bonanza. Everything's on sale. Everything's on rollback. We're going to have, if you're worried about you missed some Bitcoin profits, listen, we're going to have 2x, 3x, 5x gains in this altcoin market, and none of this is even going to matter. Don't feel like you missed out. Going forward, you have to say, okay, whatever happened yesterday, that's past us. What's going to happen now, and what am I going to plan for tomorrow? You have to have that mindset in trading. You can't get caught up on I missed this and I should have been in this. If you do that, you're going to feel like I should have, could have, would have. Yeah, you should have been in Bitcoin 2011 and bought it for pennies, but you can't beat yourself up about it, you know? So going forward, we are looking for a breakout of this rising wedge. This is going to be a very big play. Okay, here's the thing to remember about Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps, altcoins probably continue to dump more to an extent if it pumps hard. Bitcoin retraces, alts dump. So it's kind of a losing situation potentially. I mean, altcoins, if we see some organic growth, we might see a bit of green in these altcoins. You just have to be prepared and make that decision. But if the main thing is, if you see Bitcoin pump hard and these altcoins start dropping fast, sell your altcoins, move to Bitcoin. Ride Bitcoin up, buy your altcoins back for a discount. That's the play. There is not much room left. This ends on the 11th. The 11th is Saturday. This is a bearish reversal. If we get a break to the upside, mega bullish. Buy this breakout. Buy this breakout. Keep your stops in place for Bitcoin. Keep stops in place on altcoins. Hopefully you don't have very many altcoins. All right, let me go over some news. So the trend is your friend, except at the end where it bends. If you make it a habit to buy with the trend. So Bitcoin's been in an uptrend. It's bullish. If you bought with the trend, you're doing very well right now. On a downtrend, if you're buying Bitcoin at 20,000, 16,000, 15,000, 12,000, 8,000, you're losing a ton of money. Buy with the trend. It's a good habit to be in. I'm not saying buy huge green candles. I'm saying when you get a small retrace and an uptrend, that's a good entry point. There's some altcoins that are kind of attractive because they are really oversold right now, Go and FET. However, if you're new to the group, you're new to trading, I really think it's beyond beneficial to keep watching the videos on the playlist. I would watch them twice. I would watch them 3 times. The more you watch them, I have to watch videos multiple times to make videos for you guys. And I could still go back and watch those videos and pick up on little things that you find important. Just like in society, people have the, ongoing education. Like it's always important to revisit these thoughts and ideas. Not taking losses is just important as making gains. It's easy to ride Bitcoin up from 1,000 to 20,000. The important thing is you have to know when to take your profits. If you don't take your profits, somebody else is going to take them from you. And that's what's happening to these altcoins. People are taking the profits. Right now, today, retail's figured out, well, you know what? I should probably not be holding on to these coins. Retail's always a step behind. Good possibility we see people continue to sell alts and move to Bitcoin. Keep stops in place. I really believe in this. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Create a good tutorial and he can teach himself how to fish. This is why I made this group, is to show you guys how to trade this market. So versus, hey, Chris, what do I do in this situation? The most important thing is you watch these videos and you'll be able, everything becomes clear in a very short period of time. I see people making amazing decisions after they've been in the group a month, 6 weeks, 2 months. So we got to get you that point because the opportunities are few and far between right now. They're going to be golden bull run ready. We have to get you guys bull run ready. Matt said amazing videos. The skills you learn in the videos are going to help everyone, not just new people. He loves rewatching them. You have to detach your emotions from this market. If you're in these coins that you're riding down to the bottom again, like in February and March, we made a ton of money. The most important thing is don't get emotionally tied to these altcoins where you're not able to sell them, because we're giving back some of these altcoins. We're giving back 100% of the gains that we made the 2 months prior. Good judgment, common sense, and reason all fly out the window when emotions kick your door down. Here's a BNB chart. And this is a sell signal. Sell signal's been here, okay? A bearish MACD cross. You guys have got to learn MACD crosses because they're amazingly accurate. Got a bearish MACD cross. You got a break of this. Again, this is a rising wedge, just like Bitcoin is in a rising wedge. 68% of the time, you get a break to the downside. So your common retrace, perfectly normal to think that BNB is headed to $14. Golden ratio would be perfectly acceptable as well, $12 BNB. 786 is also a possibility. We could see $9 BNB again. Very important. You can go back here and you can go to search. You want to learn about triangles? You can find 155 messages on triangles. Everything you want to know about triangles, here you are. Okay. And then, so here's an example. Here I was talking about searching. You can find, normally when these voice files, I will put kind of an idea on what I'm talking about so that it's searchable. But very important, use this for what it is. This is a tool. This group year anniversary is this month, end of this month. I started this group a year ago. There is so much knowledge contained in this announcements channel. It's amazing. This is like a diary of everything that we've been through and everything that I've posted. So again, here's ADA sell signal, and this was over a month ago. This is on the 3rd of April. The 3rd of April. Bitcoin pumped on the 2nd. This is the 3rd. Bitcoin is in one of these two. So if it dumps, potentially you're looking for a re-entry, but ADA continued to dump. It's given back basically about 100% of its gains. Look at this. It's given back 100% of its gains. You're looking for entry way down here. We might get a double bottom on this. We'll get a double bottom on a lot of these chart setups. The way to make money is to buy when there's blood running in the streets. A lot of people, I posted some stuff on Twitter, and a lot of people were like, yeah, you should just buy on the way down. No, buy with the trend. The trend is your friend. Wait for a confirmed uptrend. Wait for a bottom. Wait for a green reversal candle. I posted some altcoins that are midterm hold ideas. These are coins that I'll probably go back and chart later. If I post charts on these right now, yeah, they'll be completely different, completely off. Like, I'm just not big on buying a bunch of altcoins. Can it be done? Sure. Shorting these altcoins, here's where the money's going to be made in this group in the future. Not only are we going to be able to trade and open long positions on these altcoins, we'll be able to short a lot of this market too on Binance, where everybody's comfortable, even though Binance has got all this hack type uncertainty around it. Binance is the biggest exchange, so Binance, I think they'll pull it back together. Tether, you got all this Tether FUD out there. There's a ton of uncertainty, so it's kind of a perfect storm really for this run up for Bitcoin, because people are scared to keep their money in Tether. So they're thinking, hey, you might as well put some money in Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's running higher, so that's potentially going to drive the Bitcoin market through 6,000. But I think potentially the percentages will show we get a break to the downside first, then recharge. Potentially next week we make that run above 6,000, 6,200. We make a bigger run versus the weekend. So we just have to see how it goes. At this point, it's just speculation. Aeon, so I posted this chart. You can see it's at basically right here. Here's your all-time low. Like, here you are back down here. You're going to get a double bottom out of this. Double bottom. So potentially we move sideways for a little while, and then we get a good run going forward. So these altcoins will have their day, so don't lose hope on these guys. Real quick on these double bottoms. So basically the way the distance here, you're going to measure, and you're going to put, basically you draw a line here. You'll move this line up here, and this will give you your target. It's just like a cup and handle. You'll get, so this is an atom with V-shaped bottoms. Doesn't really matter if it's atom, Eve, atom, Eve, whatever it is, they're going to play the same. Trading is really about thinking ahead, not reacting. I have a lot of people hit me up and they say, hey, Chris, I'm down 50% on this coin. Should I sell it? No, you should rethink. You're doing things wrong. You should rethink your strategy. You have to plan ahead. You should never say, hey, I'm down 50% on a coin. What should I do? Like, you have to retrain yourself on how we trade these cryptos. You want to have a sell idea or a take profits level in place, an exit strategy before you even open a position, because greed and fear kick in and you can't make good decisions. If you look right here, I just want to explain this about MACD crosses. So here's a MACD cross, previous MACD cross. Okay, so as soon as you see this little tick where they're going to converge, that's where you get your move in the price action. As soon as people, this is a lagging indicator, so you have to kind of see the future in a sense. You have to be assumptive. And so as soon as you get like here, I guarantee that the Bitcoin started moving higher right here. This is 1100 hours on the 9th. All right, let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. 1100 hours on the 9th. So see where the signal is? Here's your buy signal. Boom. Here's the run up. Let's go back, try it again. Okay, so here's the sell signal. Official sell signal, but you have to basically, you see this little tick? 3 a.m. on the 9th, here's your sell signal. 3 a.m. on the 9th. See, here's your sell signal. What happened? Dumped. So you have to be assumptive. These don't always work, but they work most of the time. You go out to 12-hour chart. To work on, you can use a couple time frames. Technically, our cross happened in this area. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you still make some profits, but as soon as you start to see these guys get close, like they're going to converge, when I say there's a little bit of a tick inside. You see there's a little bit of an angle towards the inside, right about there. And then it does it again. So right in here, it's a bullish signal, right? It's because it's at MACD, it's moving higher than the signal line. 4:29, 8 a.m. Here's your little tick. You see how much more of this you got versus you would have bought the actual cross, you'd be in here, in this one, in this candle. But if you assume the cross is coming, you'd be in here. So there's a decent amount of gains you can make from this. And so this signal alone would have meant a run from 5,200 to 5,800, 12% on Bitcoin. That's a ton of money. Okay, you guys have got to use these MACD crosses. They're not magic, but they're close. But thank everybody for your support. Glad to have everybody in the group. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.